In 2023, our church family is hitting a significant milestone. This year, we're celebrating the 75th birthday of Neighborhood Church. That's 75 years of community, 75 years of service to our city, 75 years of everyday, ordinary people coming together to live and love like Jesus. What started as just a small gathering of families in 1948 has grown into a thriving, diverse community, a family of Jesus people that has made a huge impact on the city of Visalia and beyond. It's honestly crazy for me to think that 75 years ago, this all began with cupcakes, volleyball, and conversation in one family's front yard. Today, Neighborhood Church is a whole lot bigger, but our mission is more or less the same, extending friendship and hospitality so others can meet Jesus. Each week, we reach thousands of people in our city, many of them completely new to Jesus. Through authenticity, inclusion, and restoration, Neighborhood Church continues to be a place that is for everyone, regardless of their story. Over the past 75 years, Jesus has worked through our church in huge ways, but we're not finished yet. This spring, as we celebrate everything that God has done through Neighborhood Church, we want to invite you to help write the next chapter in our story. What does that look like? Well, in many ways, it looks similar to what we've done all along, empowering the next generation, adding value to our community, and inspiring others to follow Jesus. In 2023, as we celebrate 75 years of Neighborhood Church, we want to invite you to partner with us as we continue our unfinished work.
For over 16 years, Neighborhood Church has partnered with families in the Houston community. We've crossed cultural and socioeconomic boundaries to build relationships and work together as neighbors to make life better for kids. And by partnering together with Houston School, we've mentored students and resourced families, hosted parties, sent students to college, and even built a park. The very park I'm standing in right now. We are so grateful for everything we've accomplished together with our Houston friends, but our work is unfinished. This year, we're celebrating the 75th birthday of Neighborhood Church, and we're marking this milestone with a radical fresh commitment of friendship with the Houston community. How? Well, we're literally going to move into the neighborhood, and we're inviting all of Neighborhood Church to partner with us as we launch the Neighborhood Community Center, a space where friendships are forged and our city is transformed. By investing directly in the Houston area, we are showing a commitment to our neighbors for generations to come.
Together, we are going to build a brand new state-of-the-art community center that will serve the Houston neighborhood with mentoring, after-school programs, classes, events, and more. This space will serve as home base for our continuing relationships and work with our Houston neighbors. This includes the Neighborhood Degree Project. Through coaching, resources, and one-on-one mentoring, we help young people from the Houston neighborhood get to and through a college or degree program of their choice. Many of them the first in their families to do so.
This community center is an extraordinary opportunity for Neighborhood Church to continue to be for Visalia. Our desire is to help lift the burden of poverty that has been a part of Visalia and Tulare County's story. And this is an enormous problem. I mean, did you know in Tulare County, almost 1 in 5 people live at or beneath the poverty line? That is 45% higher than the rest of the United States. And if we were to zoom in and look just at the Houston neighborhood, that data actually gets more shocking. 95% of our friends living in the Houston neighborhood live at or below the poverty line. Let me say that again, 95%. And 47% of the students who we work with who attend Houston Elementary are English language learners. This is an unnecessary burden that impacts our whole city and region. We know oftentimes following poverty is a whole host of other problems that don't just impact a certain neighborhood, but has consequences for everyone. In fact, we've never attempted a project on such an enormous scale. but we believe Jesus is inviting us to make a remarkable investment into our city. An investment that says we want more for you than we want from you. An investment that says we care about Visalia. An investment that is a tangible expression of our posture, that Jesus is the center of our faith, the community is the center of our life, and reconciliation is the center of our work. As we turn 75, we want to embark on a new season in our church unlike any other, one that will require openness to Jesus working deeply in us and through us in new levels of faith and generosity, asking Jesus to use Neighborhood Church as a powerful catalyst, advancing the love, care, and compassion of Jesus in our city. The Neighborhood Community Center is our first step in embracing our unfinished work as a church family. But that's not all. We also want to continue to make space for people at home.
When Neighborhood Church started 75 years ago in Bob and Lucille Willems' front yard, the idea was actually pretty simple. Just make space for people. Hospitality has always been at the center of our mission. It's why we do parties, it's why we do events, it's really the heart behind every single Sunday gathering where we open up our doors and we open up our arms to our city to say, hey, you are welcome in this space. As we look forward to the next 75 years of Neighborhood Church, we want to continue to make space for people to meet Jesus. And that's why, as part of our unfinished work together, we're going to be renovating Room 1, the room right here behind me, into a brand new cafe and community space that will help us continue to be for Visalia. We're calling it The Commons.
At Neighborhood, community is the center of our life. The Commons is a new space we're creating to share with our city. By renovating existing space with others in mind, our campus will grow in its capacity to show hospitality and friendship. The renovation will also include a new cafe, communal space, and outdoor seating. As we continue to host more local events and organizations, we want to share as much ground as possible.
The Commons is also a place where community and discipleship will thrive. By creating more space for small groups, classes, labs, and workshops, we create a space for everyone to go, regardless of their story or their background. As we give ground to our city, we grow in our capacity to inspire people wherever they are to live like Jesus wherever they go.
You know, my friend Steve Harms used to always say that when they write the history book on Visalia, that if we've done our job right, they'll have to write a whole chapter about Neighborhood Church. 75 is a huge milestone. And as we look back on 7 decades, we're so grateful for all the ways God has moved through our church family. And yet, it still feels like our best days are very much ahead of us. As we celebrate our 75th birthday, we're inviting all of Neighborhood Church to come together through radical acts of sacrificial generosity. We're calling it the Unfinished Campaign. Through our campaign initiatives and projects, we will ensure the Neighborhood Church continues to be at the forefront of Jesus' unfinished plans for the city of Visalia.